Hey there, how you doing? It's me, Alex William Smith by birth, but better known to many of you as Jonathan Royle, the British bad boy of hypnosis of magicalguru.com and also of circusofthemind.net. Today it is Thursday, the 30th of July, 2020. That's very important because I just want to check in and give you a quick, brief video update relating to my renewed grounds of appeal in my fake Sheikh Mazher Mahmood related Court of Appeal case. Now, you can find full details of this at the link below this video, namely circusofthemind.net. They've been updated very recently with a feature-length, 90-minute long, roughly, audio podcast with wideshut.uk, where I explain all the details of how I tried to expose the illegal, immoral and unethical tactics of Mazher Mahmood and his associates and the Murdoch organisation, Rupert Murdoch's media empire, back in early 1998. It's now some 21 years later, and the way things stand briefly, let me give you an overview, because things are ongoing, is that basically an article appeared in early 1998, a fabricated article. It'll all make sense when you look at circusofthemind.net, which was my attempt to expose Mazher Mahmood's illegal techniques, his techniques of entrapment, drugging people against their will, has now come to light, behind the scenes intimidation and threats, and outright fabrication and splicing of videos and audios to create false evidence. Now, as many of you know, in 2016, Mazher Mahmood, I believe, 2016 was it? Mazher Mahmood was jailed for conspiracy to pervert the course of justice after the collapse of the Talisa Kostadlos trial, where she was cleared of the false allegations that had been fabricated against her and published in The Sun on Sunday by Mazher Mahmood, when that case collapsed in July 2014, some 6 years ago. But 6 years on, myself and many others are still fighting for the truth to come out, and despite numerous MPs, former Attorney Generals and high-ranking officials stating that every single Mazher Mahmood related conviction should be looked at with a view to overturning it due to them being based on the same kind of fabricated nonsense, sadly, that's just been swept under the carpet in the same way as part 2 of the Leveson inquiry has been. So in brief, regarding myself, 29th of July 2015 is when my original appeal was submitted, as explained on circusofthemind.net, but the single judge turned that down on the 9th of May 2016. But I only found this out through my solicitors at the time in an email where they told me at the same time, that same day, it had been referred to the Criminal Cases Review Commission. In other words, the first I knew of my case going to the Criminal Cases Review Commission was the same email the same day as I was told that the single judge had turned me down. That dragged on as it does until on the 25th of May, thereabouts, in 2018, the Criminal Cases Review Commission said they would not be referring it to the Court of Appeal because, according to them, there was no new evidence. There was, as you'll see at circusofthemind.net, they appear to have overlooked it. God knows what was going on. Make your own decisions at circusofthemind.net. Anyway, I argued that point, and on the 11th of June 2018, they officially turned it down after looking at the further argument and ignoring things again. God knows. Anyway, on the 27th of June 2018, I was very kindly given some information by Matt Stanbury, a barrister who owns appealsbarrister.com, I do believe, and also The Secret Barrister, the publisher of The Secret Barrister books, who told me that basically, even though the single judge had turned me down and that the CCRC had subsequently, that my case had never genuinely as such gone to the Court of Appeal. It not gone past the single judge stage, and that I could still go and do that. So then I sought out a solicitor, and I was searching to try and get one, and I found a gentleman called Mark Lake, who in July 2018 gave me some great advice, went to a barrister who said, yep, definitely got grounds for appeal here. And unfortunately then he ended up a few months later not being able to help me anymore because apparently not going into work due to ill health. That, as well as waiting for GDPR, General Data Protection Request replies to come, meant that it was not until the 24th of May 2019, last year, that I was actually able to submit renewed grounds of appeal to the Court of Appeal. But fortunately, during that time delay, I was able to acquire, through General Data Protection Registrar request, documents that I'd previously been told by various parties didn't exist. And yet, magically, they showed up, which is weird in itself, as you'll see when you look at the evidence at circusofthemind.net. Now, amongst these were documents that seem to indicate that the alleged coins in my case, alleged counterfeit pound coins, were never forensically checked by the Royal Mint, despite the Crown Prosecution Service saying back in 2015-16 time, when the appeal was first put in, that they said the CPS had checked them. But now the CPS have confirmed to me, and also to the CPS themselves, the Royal Mint have sent emails saying that they have no records from that time period about me or that case. But they do keep records from that time period. That's the important thing. So they keep records from that time period, but nothing connected to my name or that case, which tends to indicate that the coins were never forensically checked, which is odd in itself. There's so many other odd things that you can see at circusofthemind.net, including the fact that they've never addressed the fact that I was never disclosed. There was non-disclosure. I was never given the information that the police and the CPS already knew Mahmood to be a witness who should not be trusted, and that he had illegal links to Southern investigations and other things going back, predating mine and many other people's cases. So there's a whole bunch of cans of worms. There's the non-disclosure issue. There's the fact that Mahmood's been proven to not be a witness of truth. The fact that his modus operandi in the Talisa case practically mirrors that in mine and numerous other people's cases. And ultimately, it's now the 30th of July 2019, which is 21 years and 5 months since I got my conviction. And it's 5 years since my appeal was first originally sent to the Court of Appeal. Today I rang the Court of Appeal and I said, look, 1 year ago, 1 year, 2 months and 5 days ago, on the 24th of May 2019, I submitted my renewed grounds of appeal. What's going on? And here's the thing. It's not even gone to a summary writer yet. Well, it has. It went towards the end of last year, and then that summary writer left their job. So I'm now waiting in a queue for my case to be looked at again by another summary writer. So 1 year, 2 months and 5 days looking at the piece of paper, and my renewed grounds of appeal have not even gone to a summary writer, which they need to, for them to then go to 3 judges who vote amongst themselves. And as I understand it, as long as 2 vote in favour of there being validity in my grounds, which I'm sure you'll agree there is when you look at circusofthemind.net, then I should get a date for an actual appeal hearing, where hopefully we can get out the fact that the CPS and the police did not disclose to me the fact that Mahmood was already known to them to be untrustworthy and have these links of an illegal nature to companies such as Southern Investigations, who work behind the scenes on many of his cases. All this is explained in more depth at the 2 video links and a website link you'll find below this video, namely circusofthemind.net and the link to the Panorama documentary and a few other things you can find below. Do me a favour, check out circusofthemind.net, see the truth, and follow the links to Hacked Off and sign their petition for Part 2 of the Leveson inquiry to be reinstated, which would have examined Mahmood's illegal techniques, corruptions and links to high-ranking officials, and through his own words, links to bent police officers. That's how deep this rabbit hole runs. And recently we've just had the finish of a series called The Rise of the Murdoch Dynasty on BBC here in England. And if you thought that was bad, check out circusofthemind.net for even more exposure of illegal techniques and people being implicated, including Mazher Mahmood, Rebecca Brooks, Piers Morgan, Rupert Murdoch and a whole bunch of other people. But for now, that's where we're up to. No news, they say, is good news. In this case, though, it's frustrating. The wheels of justice turn very slowly indeed. Bye for now.